In this video, we're going to look at entry-level reading and writing.
What are the key features?
This assessment is externally set by City and Guilds, and it's externally marked by City and Guilds, and it's going to be available on fixed dates during the academic year. It's a 2-hour assessment with 5 sections, and that includes some extended writing.
Okay, so where can I find the syllabus?
The syllabus is in the handbook, the qualification handbook, and there should be one of those in every school. Some teachers may have attended some of the workshops which took place in March and May, so they may already have a copy of the handbook, but there should be one available in every school.
Lovely. And what do I need to teach and what will be assessed?
If you look carefully in the qualification handbook, you'll find that reading and writing, the content of reading and writing for entry level is organised over 6 units. 3 units for reading and 3 units for writing. Each of those units will have some outcomes and some assessment criteria. So it's really important that you understand those fully, because that's what you need to teach and that's what's going to be assessed in the assessment paper.
Okay.
So Lorraine, what's the format of the assessment paper? Because I know you've done some work on the assessment itself.
Yes, what I'd like to do is go through the assessment paper with you.
Okay, let's have a look then.
This is the candidate's paper, or the question paper, some people like to call it. Contained in here at this level is the source documents and the question paper. The candidate fills in the front sheet. There's some general information in there. And then the candidate instructions. So this tells them exactly what they need to do, how they need to do it. Section 1, there's a document to read. And this is a web page. They then answer the questions, and there's a range of question styles in there, so it's not just multiple choice. It's a little bit more than that. Section 2, they have a different type of document to read. 3 questions there. And this leads into section 3, where they have to complete a form. They then answer some questions on the form. And then we go into section 4. Now this is where we start to look at word sentence rather than text level. So the first activity is about alphabetical ordering. They then use a dictionary to locate the definition of a word. Next we get more into the mechanics of the language, so they're looking in this case at adjectives and adverbs, so inserting them into the text. The next section is capital letters and punctuation markers, so they have to insert them where they literally aren't there. And the final section on this is the spelling. So they have to identify spelling errors in a piece of text. Section 5, we are going into planning and writing the extended text. So there's clear guidance for them there to read, and they are actually marked on their planning. So it is important that they evidence planning. They can't just go in and write 75 to 100 words. It's about planning the writing before they actually do it. They're given space on the paper to write their document, and then 2 tick boxes at the end, which are actually quite important. They need to evidence that they've checked their writing for spelling, punctuation and grammar, and that the piece of writing is fit for purpose. Is it clear and is it easy to read? And that's it on the candidate's paper. Now this is externally marked, but just for reference, on the sample papers there is a marking guide, so you can see how it would be marked.
So when you're preparing your candidates for this assessment, you'll no doubt want to look at some of the sample papers. So other things that may be important are the amount of time they've got to complete the assessment, which I think is 2 hours in this case.
Yes, it's 2 hours.
And so they would complete the sample assessment, and this will help the assessors to understand how marks are awarded.
Yes.
So in preparing candidates and being confident about decisions and readiness for the test, this is where maybe internal meetings to share understanding of marking schemes could be useful.
That's a very good idea there, Hilary. And also, if you're not sure about the criteria or what's being marked, you can look in the handbook and everything is there for you. It looks very, very similar to the speaking and listening. The layout is identical, but obviously the criteria is different. So really, it's about having a go at that. When your candidates have completed a sample, mark it, and it'll show you how it's being marked.
So Lorraine, if you were preparing your candidates, can you think of 3 or 4 or 5 things that would be important to you in that preparation process?
Yes, make sure that you work on the words, the vocabulary, sentence stress. So work on it at word level, sentence level, and at text level.
And what sort of texts should people be using in their teaching to help prepare?
A variety. So the wider the variety, the better. It's not all just going to be articles or web pages. There could be quite a few different genres and styles that are used in the assessment.
Okay, that's useful, thanks. What about spelling and punctuation and grammar and all those things?
Well, yes, word level, sentence structure. Make sure that you've covered spelling strategies, and also have you worked with them on using a dictionary?
Okay, so it's useful to go back to the syllabus.
Yep.
To make sure you're clear about what's being assessed.
Yep.
And to use the additional guidance in the handbook to make sure you're clear about the
Definitely,
depth.
the handbook is your key to making sure that everything is covered as you go through the teaching and learning with them.
Thank you very much.